Welcome back. We're live again.
You got to say welcome back to another episode.
Okay, welcome back to another episode. I don't know how many now. 8, 9. Oh goodness, we're gonna have to mute that TV.
You have to mute the TV. We just got the feed coming up on the TV so we can see what's going on.
How do we get the chat going on here?
There you go.
I don't think that's the chat. Anyways, we weren't meant to be live today.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about this early morning.
So why are we all here together today, Glenn? Very early in the morning.
Well, I had edited the podcast quite some time ago. I think I edited the podcast about a week ago because we did a pre-record all ready to go for you guys today. And then I exported it, went to send it to Jamie at the House of Rags. And I was wondering why the file size was so small. So I went, had a quick watch. I'm like, oh, the start is good. I click through. I'm like, yep, we're good. A few minutes through. And then black screen. Oh, no. You could hear us, but you couldn't see us.
Nice.
I don't think you guys would want to watch that. Anyways, it was like, oh, no problem. We'll just go back and we'll get the original content, the original clips.
And there was nothing on the SD card. When I went home, there was nothing on there. No clips. So I had to deliver the bad news.
I panicked and had to come around to your house, and the front door wouldn't even let me in. Glenn's got this digital keypad, and the one time where you want your digital keypad to let you in the house is when it's raining and you're getting wet. Glenn's doesn't like to work in the rain.
No, because what happens is when the front door gets wet, the door swells up and then the lock doesn't quite work and then it gets real clunky. And I think what I had seen what had happened on the other side of the door where you can't see, the lock had like half turned itself. So it obviously got jammed and it won't go any further than that. And then it goes error, and you got all the errors.
Basically, your door was saying no podcast episode this week. We're going live.
But you know every code to get into the house now.
Yeah, I've tried every one. I've forgotten them all. Anyways, there was no original content. We'd filmed so many videos that day that we had to clear off our SD cards. And goodness, the only content we had left was the audio recording from the podcast and the camera 3, which was
just straight me. And no one wants to watch me for an hour.
So we've got that saved. So maybe if we're desperate one day, we'll come back to that podcast because it was a good discussion we had.
It was a good discussion.
We were talking about the thumbnail of this video, which is what we liked about detailing.
Are you sure you can't get those?
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, we can see the comments here. There's got to be a way to.
Well, it's good that there's comments. There's somebody watching.
Yeah. Have you got your phone? You do. You can get the comments on there. We've got our comment moderation happening from another room of the house today. One of our Omni Garage employees.
Yep.
Is controlling the comments so we can focus on the discussion today, and we're just going to watch the comments pop up on screen, and that way we can stay a little bit more engaged. And I know last week I was on the laptop. There were so many comments that were coming through, and I was just kind of feeding through them all. So we've got a viewer tuning in from Brazil this week. There's from Puerto Rico.
How can you read that?
My eyes are good. You got glasses on.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't mean my eyes are good.
We've got someone else in there testing. Yeah, there we go. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's about it so far. It's early morning here. Very, very early. Should we start with the topic of the video?
Yeah, crack on.
We already had this discussion, haven't we? So if you've seen the thumbnail of the video, we were talking about what we like about detailing, because there's obviously things that we like, things that we dislike in the process. Throw the question to you first. What do you even like about detailing?
So I've already answered this once before.
I'm sorry about it.
Do you know what? It's quite funny. So as a kid, if you start to like cars or you feel interested in like cars, like as a young kid, you know, you have like I like the car scene, or I like car parts, or I like cleaning cars. Do people sort of treat you weird? They sort of go, oh, this guy's a bit of a loser, bit of a drop kick, bit of a car guy.
I think that there's two ways you can go as you get into cars. You can either go I like my car.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of it and have it clean. Or you can go, I'm going to do a sick burnout.
Yeah, and I think that's the second half of your answer there is like what people sort of think. So I just remember as like a kid growing up, it's like, oh yeah, I really like cars. But as soon as I start, like, your grandparents might ask you, so Glenn, what are you into? You're like, oh, cars. And like, oh, you're going to be a bit of a loser.
Or boy races, the
Yeah,
thing that would
because
come
that's what they
into.
sort of associate with. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, well, okay, close the lid back on that again. And then you sort of got this little fire burning in your inside. You're like, yeah, I really like cars, but every time I bring it up, everyone thinks I'm a bit of a loser, a bit of a drop kick, bit of a no-hoper, bit of a bad boy, you know, sort of stuff. And then, because I remember, so anyway, and then so I guess when I got the first Subaru, right, the blue Subaru, I was like, okay, well, I got this car, I'll take care of it. And I guess that's when the passion sort of started, you know, started caring for the vehicle, paying a little bit of interest. Also, I was also at the age where I didn't care what anyone thought. You know, got a job, I'm self-sufficient. I don't need people in my life to justify whether or not they agree with what I like. And so I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to clean cars, and it is what it is. And so clean the car all the time, and then you start to talk to people, and they still sort of say, "Oh, yeah, a bit of a loser and whatever." And I remember, my mum saying to me once, she goes, "Glenn, you clean that bloody car again?" I'm like, "Yes, yes." She goes, "You're going to blow all the paint off with that pressure washer."
Were you like naturally a clean person though? Like your bedroom as a kid,
Yeah.
was that like in order?
Yeah.
Your Hot Wheel cars were all lined up.
Yeah. So like,
Okay.
you know, keep things nice and tidy. I guess that's what it comes from, right? As being kind of organized, want to have something nice and clean. But yeah, so even still, it's like, okay, well, people still don't really think, but whatever, I'm just going to do this thing, right? And so I guess for me, like cleaning the car, keeping it nice and clean all the time. Remember, I lived in the apartment at the time, so I didn't have like
You have a
running water
garage.
or anything.
Yeah.
So I was sort of taking it down to the pressure washer place down in Papenbar. And then I got the Maguire's products, and that's when I met you, right, with the Maguire's, that story. But what I like about detailing is we don't really do this very often anymore. Like we sort of, you know, we have a business around this. We're always filming. We're always making content. So the camera's always turned on. So it's always that little background pressure of, oh, we've got to do this sort of way so that we can get a video out. But what I really like is it's kind of like time out for me, right? So what I used to do is like on a Friday after work, I'd have the car in the driveway and I'd just clean the car, no camera, nothing. And it's sort of like a wind down period, my own little time. No one's annoying me. No one's bugging me. Camera's not on. I don't have anywhere to be and just clean the car. It's real relaxing for me. Like I just feel like it's the thing.
Is it still enjoyable though? Like now that you're doing this for a business and it's not just a hobby anymore, do you still enjoy doing that yourself?
We don't do it that often, but actually the other day I did do it, and I was like, yeah, I like this, and this is why I like detailing. Was kind of like the out. You know, like everyone's got their weird thing that they have the out. You know, like all the stresses at work, all the whatever's going on in your life. It's like I need to go and do the thing that I can relax to, and that's what it is. And so, like, I like just pulling the car and cleaning it, going through my process. I might spend 1 hour, 3 hours. Who cares? Have a podcast going, listen to some music or whatever, zone out, and it's kind of like therapy.
Well, you frequently did that Friday night as well. So,
Yeah.
as you said, people have their vices. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people go to the pub on a Friday night after work. You go
Yeah.
home and wash your car,
Or you play
blow
golf
that paint off,
or whatever, you know. And then you've got this weird passion thing going on in the background as a kid, as you're growing up, as you're sort of working out life, and everyone's sort of telling you that's a dumb passion. Well, I could have done drugs, I could have drink alcohol, I could gamble, I could waste my money on something like that. But it's like, well, I do this thing, yeah, people don't really like it that much, but whatever. But you know what the funny thing is that as soon as you turn that passion into making YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, yeah, they look at the channel. Oh, your channel sucks. Oh, yeah, what are you doing that for?
It's because it's the same topic.
Yeah, what are you doing that
yeah.
for? And then it's like, oh, what, you clean cars? Oh, you spent like 40 hours detailing a car. It's like, yeah, I took the seats out, did everything. You know, they're like, oh, that was a waste of time. But the funny thing is, as soon as you start to get views on YouTube and you get monetized and you start to make money and you explain it to people, they're like, then they change their tune about the passion.
Yeah, there's a lot more interest in the
It's like, oh,
how do you get people to watch you? How do you make money?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you have a detailing business. You make like half my salary a year on detailing cars. It's like, yeah, as a side hobby. And they're like, oh, they don't care about that little kid who wanted to go do burnouts, who was a bit of a vogue and a bit of a loser in life. They're like, oh, well, you've turned this into a business. It's like, yeah, like we make money now.
Yeah, but then these people are asking for advice as well.
Asking for advice, want me to clean their cars. Everyone wants to like come around so I can clean it, so I can give it the best detail. They want to know where I can buy all the products from. They want to know how they can make money on YouTube. It's like, hang on a minute. 10 years ago, you thought I was a loser. And now, you know, so it's kind of full circle. And I guess also that is kind of like justification that you're obviously doing something, right?
I mean, you could still be a loser. They could just be wanting their car clean.
Oh, yeah, I am the loser. Yeah, you're right.
So
So carry on. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, so why are their cars not around then? If you love detailing so much, why are their cars not in the driveway ready for us to do today?
Because I'm too busy.
So for you, it's the therapeutic feeling of,
Yeah.
putting your headphones in, listening to a podcast, listening to some music, and just.
I think it's more about like having no one around.
Mhm.
It's like, no one to annoy me. Like, just clean the car in the garage is the thing. I don't know. It's just a way out,
Mm.
That's why I like detailing. But that itch and that kind of passion has sort of evolved itself into what we've got today. So every now and again, which I haven't done for a while, but it is nice to just peel that back and go, no camera today, by myself in the garage. I'll do the thing. Like I often clean the interior like by myself like that, but it's not like a full wash. Like the wash is the cool part. No one likes cleaning interiors, but yeah.
No one likes cleaning interior, but that's one of my favorite. Like, it's tough, right? Because the process of detailing can be so exhausting and so hard. You can get if you're paint correcting, you can get so frustrated. If you're cleaning an interior, you might get hot and sweaty.
I think that goes with effort. As you put more effort and spend more time, and you're still far away from the end result, I think you can get annoyed really quickly.
I think for me, it's process. I really enjoy getting set up, especially when everything is easily accessible. I love that setup. I love choosing the product. Actually, to take it back a step, I love shopping for the product. Shopping for detailing products is one of my favorite things. Getting a new bottle, testing them out, browsing through all the websites, going through the categories, figuring out, I haven't tried that.
I see you've been back at your shelf again.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of organizing.
Because that is like,
it's lined up
like out like a 2-finger gap between each product. Like it's like pretty perfect.
Oh, that's a great idea. Do you know what? Do you know what I was thinking about though? So we're looking at the shelf of products over here.
If you've watched enough videos, you'll know that Glenn's got a shelf.
I was thinking, do you not reckon you could put a little magnet in the spots on the shelf where the products belong, and then a little magnet on the bottom of the bottle? Nothing too strong, but it just clicks into place.
I think you've got a great business idea there.
Yeah, Omni Garage's second product.
Like magnetic shelves.
Yeah, magnetic shelves.
I just wonder how the little magnet, kind of like that ring that you have there that you put your phone to, right?
You place it out exactly where you want them, but the problem there is you need matching bottles.
Yeah.
You need matching bottles to do that. We've actually got a question that's just been popped up on screen.
So that's your answer to the question, right? You just
that's my answer to the question.
You just like buying the stuff.
We might kind of come back to this through the pod.
Okay.
I like the shopping. We'll answer Lewis's question. So, will we be making a top tire dressing video?
Well, we don't have a top tire dressing video, but on the Range Rover, I've got 4 different tire dressings from a range of different brands, and I have been washing the wheels once a week and just seeing how the tire dressing go. We're up to week 3 now.
These are tire dressings, not sealants.
These are tire dressings.
Yep.
These are like your typical clean the tire, spray it on, and these are like your sort of ones that you apply sort of weekly, via the brush or however else. So 4 different tire dressings, and we've filmed the video. It's already been made, but we're just doing the sort of, when you're testing a product, it's almost like, well, I'm not going to tell you how long it's going to last, what it's like after 4 weeks, because we haven't got time because we need to release the video. But this one is sort of like filmed it, set it up, and then I'm just cleaning every week just to see where we're at. So at week 3, tire dressing still on the car, so video can't end until the tire dressing comes off, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think if you're alluding to like bringing out the trestle table and lining up all the products, that will be coming at some point. I don't think we're quite ready to do that yet because we're pretty certain on the tire dressings that have made the cut. But I think there's some refinement still going on there, and we don't want to bring you, here's our top tire dressing video if we wrap it up by going, we're not too sure.
This won't be like a top tire dressing. This is like just a couple that we've got to try out. I don't necessarily know that they're all the best, but yeah, it'll be like we got 4 or 5 tire dressings. These are the ones that in this little range that we have. I think everyone makes a pretty decent tire dressing. I think there's this old school philosophy that tire dressing doesn't last very long, slings all over the vehicle, all that kind of stuff. Well, the most modern tire dressings that we've tried, they really are pretty similar.
Yeah, I mean, probably the favorites right now would be Armour Detail Supply. The Tire
Plus.
Tire Plus is the tire conditioner.
Ghost is quite good.
Ghost, you have to have patience with Ghost to apply it or to prepare the tire and then to apply it as well. Then
if you want something that's going to last quite a long time, that's pretty easy, but a bit sticky and a bit messy, is CarPro dark side.
Yeah, petroleum-based product, but we got really good results longevity-wise out of that. And then actually the Clean by Pan tire dressing, it was pretty decent as
Pretty
well.
good. Detail codes is pretty
Yeah.
stout too. I had that on the car for quite a while. That was quite hard to get off. So yeah, there's some good tire. I think everyone makes a tire dressing. Everyone makes a pretty half decent tire dressing. I think if you just tire dressings aren't going to last very long. You're going to get maybe a couple of weeks out of them. So every time you wash your car, just reapply the tire dressing. I mean, it's kind of like a reusable, you know.
It's like your drying aid.
Yeah.
So yes, there will be plenty of videos to come on tire dressings. We're probably a little bit further away from that, bringing the trestle table out, but there will be a video coming out showcasing the 4 that you've got in test at the moment. I actually think today's Omni Garage video that goes live, we had some audio issues, didn't we? On the wheel cleaner video that's about to go up.
Yeah, so people will get real upset about that because
will.
the audio. I mean, we released one video the other day, and the audio was like the first thing people commented about was the audio. It's like we put out a couple of videos every week. It's just like relax on the audio. It's like, okay, well, we either get rid of the video and you don't hear it at all, or you just deal with it.
I think we'll just put a comment up. Apologies for the audio today. It was this is what we had, and I mean that's what happens. We're 300 and something videos in. We might have had 3 or 4 where we've had audio issues. Yeah. And generally over time, the video quality.
I mean, we don't, and we also don't have a filming crew who have got headphones in who are listening to the video behind. So we just take a risk, take a punt on it that it's going to work, and that's what it is. But there's another comment up there. Oh, we missed it.
The comment's gone.
Something about Ghost.
Bring that comment back up. I think the comment was along the lines of,
I don't like
Ghost. There we go. Yeah, okay. I don't like the commitment of Ghost. I was finally able to break it down after 3 months or so. And I think that's the thing, is that that's fine if the product is fantastic and it performs well for the 3 months. But yeah, it does last on there a long time. And I've noticed on it, if you don't quite get even coverage, you will end up with a high spot. And to get that high spot to disappear, you are stripping that tire back.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole point of a tire sealant, is that you want it to last a long time. It's like that is the whole point of a ceramic coating. You want to put in some commitment so that you get the longevity and the protection that you need. It's exactly the same tire sealant. I'm going to put a tire sealant on because I want that to last 3 months or whatever it is, and I want to get good performance out of it. That's the whole point. If you don't like that, tire dressing is your way. If you like the ADS Armor Detail Supply stuff, get Tire Plus. Tire Plus is fine. You get a good couple of weeks out of that product.
Yeah, I just put Tire Plus on the other day. I wasn't ready to go through the commitment of stripping back the tires, preparing them, and then being really finicky with the application of Ghost. Yeah. But if I had more time, I would have gone back to that product. Absolutely. There's some tire coatings as well that we haven't tried.
Yeah, I think CarPro make a tire coating. I don't know that that's really hit the market. I don't know that's really gone off, but
I don't know about that commitment, about putting a coating on a tire.
Yeah, and then other people sort of go down other pathways of like tire conditioners and all that sort of stuff.
Well, that's what Tire Plus is advertised as, like a conditioner.
Conditioner, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone makes a pretty decent tire dressing. I was definitely the top brands I find. Like, I mean, I'm just trying to look over there. Like, I've never really had a bad experience from a good company that makes a tire dressing.
I think the only tire dressings that I didn't like was Maguire's Hyper Dressing as a tire dressing.
And yeah, but that's more of a plastic dressing, I suppose. Yeah, I see that.
And yeah, it is, because the next product I was going to mention was CarPro Pearl. If you get the dilution wrong with that, I did use that for a tire dressing for quite a long time until I actually discovered there was a category of tire dressings available.
I think it's all about, do you like using products that are specific for a specific application? So do you like using like a CarPro Pearl and having it diluted so that you can use it in the interior, but then dilute it up or down to have it as a tire dressing? It's like, do you like a cross, a product that goes across different areas of the vehicle, or do you like a specific product for a specific application? Like, do you like rinseless wash just for rinseless washing, or do you like a rinseless wash and dilute it for glass cleaning, interior cleaning, and all that sort of stuff?
Well, a lot of people comment on our videos going, especially if it's interior cleaning, I use this APC or this rinseless at this dilution. You could probably get away with having 3 or 4 detailing products and get everything. But no, I like having something in each category.
I like having something specific. I mean, yeah, because you end up with something that doesn't quite do any of them very good. So like, yeah, I like a specific product for a specific application. I'll tell you what, though, I did try this week.
Yeah.
I have to I have to take the credit to the people on the YouTube who write all the comments every week to us.
Oh yeah, there was a product in there that
I
someone dropped.
retried
Yeah,
a rinseless wash as a glass cleaner.
which rinseless wash?
I tried DIY Detail V. No, I don't have V2, but the old DIY Detail rinseless wash.
Mhm.
So the problem I've had with my glass is that the towels are absolutely smashed.
We need new towels.
Absolutely smashed. And so the place where I see the worst results is on the glass because I get streaking, I get smudging, I get a whole heap of fibers all over the glass. And so we've got some really good glass cleaners. We've got some really top brands there, and none of them I could really clean the glass up. So I thought, oh, you know what? Here's my opportunity. I'll just use a rinseless wash. I reckon I got some of the best results with rinseless wash.
We would have got really good cleaning out of it, so it would have done a good job at that.
Left the glass feeling nice and silky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to try it again, but far out.
We've actually got a shopping cart sitting with the House of Rags Australia that we need to hit order on this morning, and we've got the Labo Cosmetica glass cleaner. Is it called Nitrade?
Yeah,
Nitrade, something like that.
Might start with G, does it?
No, I don't think it's G.
Okay.
Maybe drop it in the comments if we got that wrong. But that is a glass cleaner that we want to try. And
that was the one that everyone recommended to us when the glass cleaning video came out. They said, oh, have you tried this? We're like, no. Well, we've tried Labo Cosmetica. Pretty happy with the performance of them as a brand. And so we're like, yeah, we'll try this. So, yep, good to see that it's coming.
We don't have new glass towels coming, though, unfortunately. Because House of Rags in Australia don't quite have the full range of towels yet. So
yeah, I'm really keen to try the Diva glass towel.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this in many videos. Cleaning glass, whether it's auto glass or household glass. Actually, my daughter, she's trying to save money for a upcoming trip that we've got.
Nice.
And she's asking me the other day, Dad, what jobs can I do around the house? I'm like, oh, you can clean the windows.
You can have a smudgy time with those.
I hate cleaning glass, but I'm like, our glass is real dirty. She can't make it worse. I'm sure she'll do a good job. And she did. She actually took the what did she take? She took the Geon glass cleaner around. She blew through a whole bottle in about 4 windows.
Yeah.
And I was very thankful I gave her the Geon rather than the built Amber traceless up there.
Yeah.
But then I had no choice. I had to give her traceless. I'm like, just
take
it easy. Just take it easy. She did a really good job cleaning the glass around the house. But I think the thing is that middle of the day, glass, auto glass, house glass looks great. It's when you get to that either the early morning when the sun's hitting it or late in the day and you see in the corner of glass the smearing that just isn't visible in the day. That's so hard to get right. And I think towels are really important.
Towels is what really helps you out here. You want to have your glass towels. You want to wash them separately. You want to dry them. I don't think you want to put them in the dryer because you don't want lint. And I think that's something that you're going to go through quite frequently is updating your glass towels all the time because there is nothing worse than having dirty glass. Got any more questions?
Oh, there we go. Natito?
Oh, yep. That's the name of it.
Does that sound right? Does it sound like an Italian word?
Yep. Natito. Yeah. Nitito.
Yeah. Labo Cosmetica. Windex.
What's Windex?
Isn't Windex like maybe fill us in, Chris? Isn't Windex the budget, just the most budget like Walmart, Target brand?
Well, yeah,
like the household name.
I guess the glass cleaners, you can make your own glass cleaner. If you just mix, what is it? IPA with
you can.
With water, you can get your own mixture going.
Isn't Windex like hey, pass me Kleenex? Where the brand name is like the product name.
Oh yeah,
it's like the household name for the glass cleaner.
I've never heard of Windex. I thought that might have been like that. What's that brand that everyone used to have? You can still buy it at Super Cheap Auto and then you chuck it on the glass and it's in that blue. Rain-X.
Oh, Rain-X.
Is that the same?
That
Windex,
is the
Rain-X?
Smeary. I don't think so. Windex. It's for price-sensitive consumers. Yes. So I would imagine we could find Windex at Walmart.
Right. So that would be kind of like invisible glass because invisible glass is not really that expensive either, is it?
No, invisible glass. I mean, in New Zealand it is.
It's $20 for a litre.
Yeah, but I think if you're in the States, it's like $6.99.
That's getting pretty cost effective, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Invisible glass is a good glass cleaner. If I had invisible glass around, I would have given that to my daughter to clean the windows because I feel like that would have done a pretty good job. But
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I reckon you try rinseless.
Okay.
And I don't really like having products that do dual purpose stuff. But that's the only thing that got that glass clean the other day. I was very surprised. So thank you to the commenters in the chat who recommended that. And I went back and tried it. And it's quite good. I need to try it again. I'll probably get annoyed with it, but anyway.
Did you top coat it with anything?
Now, the thing I don't like, right, is that if I'm going to make a glass cleaner, I want to grab the bottle of glass cleaner and go. I don't want to have to make up a
Solution,
dilution,
yeah.
a 256-to-1 dilution, and then have this random bottle on the shelf, and then go in 3 weeks' time. Oh, what was that again? And then have to write on the vivid and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just, yeah, it's a pretty weak excuse about why I don't like it.
Chris asked, he missed the beginning, did we talk about Ethos Clarity V2? We didn't. We're still testing it.
We are still testing it.
We had
We've had a conversation with Ethos this week, though.
yeah, what we found, we got the bottle here. No, it's at your place, isn't it?
No, it's at your place. It's in the shelf there.
Not on the shelf.
In the
it's in the cabinet. What we found with the Ethos product, you actually come around and you're like, Glenn, you're going to be surprised by this. This is working well. And what you meant by working well is the thing that we've struggled with a lot of the hydrophobic glass cleaners is that we've struggled with the smearing. And we feel like we're pushing product from one side of the window to the other. We've had conversations with the Car Pro. We've had multiple conversations in the comments where people are telling us we're using it wrong. We have tried it in every way.
And just to justify that as well, we used Griot's Garage, which is the same product. We had the very similar problems with the Griot's one as we did with the Car Pro one.
Yeah. And we tried all sorts of applications. We tried high humidity, low humidity, inside, outside, 1 spray, 10 sprays, 2 sprays, 4 sprays.
Polished glass,
Yep.
glass with coating on it, different cars with different glasses. I tried it week after week after week after week. I think I used half a bottle just to be really certain that it wasn't us.
So then you came around with Ethos and you're like, put this on your window. Tell me what you think. And no smearing.
I think what's unique about, well, I don't know if it's unique, but what is different to the other two that we've tried is that it has this flash away property to it. So you apply it, you can apply, well, it says 1 or 2 sprays per window, but I have to spray the whole bottle and I'm just going to like really pressure cook test this, right? And so I just sprayed the whole heap on, get the thing nice and wet, cleans the glass, and then your second wipe, it sort of flashes away, which I think the other two don't do. And I think that's where the error is in the product. Is
Maybe,
that
does it have a higher alcohol content?
yeah, I don't know, but as it flashes, it sort of reduces the ability of you to have smearing. And so, don't get me wrong, like these spray-on hydrophobic glass cleaners, they're not going to act like a glass coating. You're not going to get the hydrophobics like a glass coating. You're definitely not going to get the longevity. But I think the concept around of having a glass coating on and then applying these glass cleaners, I think is something that we apply in the paint world. We put a ceramic coating on a car and then we put a topper on of some sort, it might be a drying aid or whatever. So I think the concept works really well. It's just trying to find the right product. And so, I mean, you're not going to get good beading out of this product like you would a glass coating. There's definitely hydrophobics on there. And at 50 kilometers upwards, you do get water beading. I mean, I've had it on 2 weeks now. So the first week we had really wet conditions, like I had to use the windscreen wipers and stuff. And that you might only get 2 or 3 days out of it. And then if you then reapply it and you don't really use your wipers that much, you might get a little bit of rain. You get a couple of weeks out of it. So this is like a few weaker type product. But I think if you clean your car all the time, you have a glass coating on there. It's just a nice little sacrificial layer or a nice little top up that just helps with that. And so, yeah, so I think so far so good. Is there better out there? Probably, if we keep digging. I mean, we've only tried 3 products in this category, so I can't comment on that. Not everyone makes a hydrophobic glass cleaner, so we are quite limited to the companies that do that. But yeah.
Didn't P&S come out with one at SEMA?
Yeah, they did.
I haven't seen that hit market. Maybe we just missed that.
Yeah, definitely did, because we did do a we sort of did a release with that at SEMA. But yeah, P&S does have one. I don't know the name of it though.
The thing with that product category is I almost wish it didn't exist, because I'd like to find a glass coating that gives us that means that we can apply that once every maybe 12 months, 9 to 12 months, and that then we can just use a traditional glass cleaner on top. But the problem is we haven't discovered that product yet. And I know the one product that is out there that I'm holding high hopes for is Armadillo Supplies glass coating. Yeah. I'm hoping that when we get our hands on that, that's like, oh, this is the one. But I know that when we have those thoughts about products going, oh, this is going to be the product to solve it all, we've been let down. Yeah. But yeah, I wish that product category didn't have to exist. But it's quite a hype category too. Anything SiO2 based.
Yeah, but it's also in the category that, again, like it goes back to the whole tire dressing comment that we had earlier about I didn't want to do the commitment of putting a glass coating on. Well, you don't need to do a commitment with a hydrophobic glass cleaner, because you get I don't know. I think you get more than 50% of the results with a glass coating, and definitely there are some bad glass coatings out on the market. So let me tell you, that hydrophobic glass coating probably does better than most glass coatings out there.
I think so.
Like, it got hydrophobic, it was easy to apply, it was easy to remove. I didn't have any windscreen wiper judder, and it performed pretty well. Just the longevity is not quite there, which beats most glass coatings that we've tried.
Yeah. Let us know if you have any thoughts on that topic. I'm just kind
Or
of.
if you've tried something that ticks all those boxes in the market.
We'll order it. We'll order it today. I don't think we can add it to our House of Rags Australia order unless it's
No, because
a product they
there's
sell.
nothing on there. But
Yeah, hopefully that order will grow over the coming weeks as they bring in some more products. I think that Katiba line and what else? Garage Therapy?
no,
Garage Therapy? No. It's just dropped.
I spoke to the Australia distributor here last night about that, and yeah, the Katiba line is coming soon.
Okay.
But that's all we spoke about on there. So,
and I think there's only about 5 or 6 different
and I
products
guess
in that
as
line.
more shipments arrive into Australia from the US or wherever else they're getting them from, that the list will grow to kind of hopefully match what you can get in the US. I would like that to happen.
Going back to the topic of the video, we'll flip it. We'll flip it back to what we like about detailing while we wait for some more comments.
Have you had another thought? Have you?
Oh well, I'm just wondering if you miss opening products because you don't really get any detailing shipments anymore, do you? Everything comes here.
Nah.
I know.
Yeah. So I really, you're right. Shipments do come here because this is the registered business address. But you don't really open them though. I usually come around and it's like 600 boxes on the front step, and I'm like, oh yep, opening time. But yeah, I like opening products. Do you know? I actually like trying products. I like testing products. I like giving them a go. I like having the staple. I always look at the shelves. I don't know, because it helps with like my inspiration. But so I like to have the baseline of products to say, okay, so this is our baseline. This is the product that we use. Is the new product that I've got better than, or equal to, or worse? And so, usually how we make the videos is that if it's better than the baseline, well, then the baseline, that product goes in the bin and the new one replaces it. And I think it's really hard to talk about products and compare them to if you don't have a set baseline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you know that this is better than X if you haven't ever tried it? And so yeah, I like that. And all the test products are at my place because I've got them all lined up about videos that make sense and stuff, and what we need to buy for those. And yeah, I like that. I like the product testing, and actually, I'd like to get involved with some larger brands who are bringing new product to market, and I'd like to be sent the fourth iteration of a product before it comes to market to give feedback. That's what I would really like, and I'd like to sort of have the opportunity to do that with some companies. Sort of help try out products for them. And I think the New Zealand climate's a bit unique compared to the US climate, so I'd like to be involved with that.
Yeah, well, generally we've got the high humidity as well that we can test in here. I know that Pan's line clean. There's quite a few new products coming out in that space. ADS are working on a few. There's a lot of new products that are coming to market, and I think probably right now is the time where companies are starting to get their formulas for SEMA, because SEMA seems to be where all the companies come out with, hey, look, here's our latest drop. No doubt CarPro will be working on some new stuff. Geon will be working on some new stuff, but I think it's the smaller outfits that I'm pretty excited to see at SEMA this year.
Yeah.
I'm really hopeful at SEMA this year that we see more of the smaller outfits. And I wonder if you haven't necessarily seen them all, and it's been the big brands, right? The G Technics having the booth, because SEMA's not a cheap place to go and exhibit.
Well, that's part of it, isn't it? I think that is a turn-off for a lot of people, is that, well, it costs a lot of money for me to have my booth. You're not going to really generate a sale on the day there at SEMA, and so you're sort of hoping that people see you and that people do remember you and then come back and buy your products, I suppose. But
how cool was that at SEMA though? That think of the House of Rags booth. So they had a small booth, but they brought like 3 or 4 businesses into that booth. You had like,
there was Pan on one end.
Yep.
There was the House of Rags on the same end. In the middle was sort of like a few random brands that they all sold. So like there was Armour Detail Supply stuff there. Then they had their little rags section, which was the main entrance to the booth. Then they had the Phoenix EOD team there, and then on the end was Christian from Bible.
Yeah, so 4 people crammed into a small booth, no bigger than probably half the size of the garage that we're in right now. You go to Maguire's, they had a massive site, hardly any new products. Again, maybe like 3 or 4 new products they were showcasing. But the stark difference between being able to talk to that small, you're talking to the person who is in charge of the company and the development. They know the products inside and out. We went to Maguire's. We couldn't get anyone to talk to us.
Didn't want to engage,
No.
didn't know much about the products. And I mean, that's a huge organization versus a small organization, right? And you can definitely get the feeling, but it's like the risk with companies, right, is that you start off very small and you're very intimate. You know your customers. You're really engaging. But as you grow and you grow and you grow, what I see from these companies is they become very disconnected. And so then they become very disconnected. And as I become disconnected from them, I lose interest. And so the real thing is that as you grow as a business, to stay connected to your audience, stay true to that, because I think that will help you in the long run.
I think that there's exceptions to that rule. Like we were recently, just after SEMA, so not that recently, but we met the guys from Greer's Garage at SEMA. They had a pretty big booth. We ran into them. The first time we went to that booth was pack up time. We just hadn't hit that booth at all through the week. And, there were a bunch of execs from the company there. They took the time to talk to us. They followed up with us after the fact. And we actually jumped on a call with someone pretty high up in the company there. And unbeknown to us, when we joined the call, the CEO of the company was also in that call. So you can have a big company and still be connected to the people. And he actually fronts up on a lot of the content on their channel as well. So not something you see with Maguire's.
They are really active with their YouTube comments and the YouTube channel and their lives and all that sort of stuff. So I guess you're right. Yeah, you got to stay connected. But I mean, that's a family-run and owned business, right?
It is,
which is quite different to a global organization where Bob Jones is the face of the business, but actually is not really just turning up for a paycheck.
Who's Bob Jones?
Just someone I made up.
Oh, you just made up Bob Jones. I'm thinking of Bob Jones from Maguire's. There probably is a Bob Jones at Maguire's. Such a big company, eh? Yeah. I really hope SEMA this year there's more smaller creators, even if that means that smaller creators, smaller companies, even if that means that they have to go in on a booth together, and team up a bit more, work together.
That goes back to the original thing we talked about last week on the podcast, was about around brands and why we pick certain brands over certain other ones. Well, it's like there's 50 good detailing companies out there that all make a really good product, right? That you could probably not go wrong if you chose any one of them. But the thing that we like is the brand story really nice? Like, do they have a good story? Does it make sense? Do you connect with them? Are they active in their brand? Are they active with their clients and all that sort of stuff? And then does that sort of, their ethos sort of resonate with you as a company? It's like, well, I like these guys because they've told their story. We understand how they're making their products, where they're getting them from, all that sort of stuff. So that's why I am attracted to that brand. Whereas another large company might not do anything, hard to talk to, hard to talk about products, find information about it, a bit disconnected. It's like, well, this is a competitive market and there are plenty of other products that are just as good. So I'm just going to go that way,
I mean, I think it comes down to the have you got a proprietary blend, or are you just bottling stuff that you can find off catalog? And I think that if someone's gone into a bit more effort, and I'm thinking, Pam with his detailing line, Pam had the opportunity over the last few years, no doubt, to create a line of detailing products very easily by browsing a catalog and going, I have that one, I have that one, I have that one. Here's my label, good to go.
Yeah.
Pan didn't. Pan took more time and actually created some of his own blends, his own, because typically when you're doing that off catalog stuff, you're picking a scent. Maybe you're scenting your color.
And you might go, I just want a little bit of this, or I don't want that activated. And it's just a little mix up session, really. Yeah. And it's just, you're just blending it.
Yeah. So I much prefer where someone's gone through the effort, of course, to do something unique, something different that's going to care, because it's a very saturated market as well. As you said, 50 detailing companies out there, probably more.
They all make a half decent soap.
Yep.
I mean, and a half decent drying aid. Well, why are you different? Why are you going to dominate the space? And why am I going to pick your product over another one that is just as good? Well, if you've got a story and I can see that you're active and my values align with that, and we can have a discussion around products, and you're active and you're doing some cool things and you're bringing out some new products, and you're friendly and you're nice to talk at SEMA and all that sort of stuff. The whole concept is nice. Your customer service is good. I can buy your product online. You can ship to strange countries like New Zealand. It's like, that's how I'm going to pick a product.
I think the charm of any company starts with the energy at the top. Totally. Like, what a great example Nick was setting, hopping on to a call. CEO of a company, hopping on with small YouTubers from New Zealand Like, it's setting a pretty good tone for his team. We had another comment in there. Bob Jones is like a John Smith.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
like
gotcha.
Yeah,
Got, you've just gone. Bob Jones was like a golfer, wasn't he? Like
no,
New Zealand
no, no.
golfer.
Do you know who Bob Jones was? Think about who Bob Jones was like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Bob Jones. 3 or 4 weeks ago.
So a couple of years ago, I created an account for
Oh, you didn't want Adobe to have your details.
I created an Adobe account, which means I could have Photoshop and all the editing stuff for our thumbnails and stuff. And I created a free trial account. And I created a free trial account, and it was called Bob Jones. I don't know why. I just didn't want to spell anything, and Bob Jones was easy. Pretty popular, boom, done. And then I had the free trial account, and then the free trial ends, and I really like how I can edit in Photoshop, and I can do all the thumbnails and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bob Jones of the account stayed, and then I just kept paying for the account. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, Glenn goes, I want to get this added to Adobe, and I want this for the podcast and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, cool. Here's the details. And I looked at this, and I was like, Glenn wants to put this account into Omni Garage's name so that Omni Garage can pay for it, and I don't have to pay for it anymore. But it's quite embarrassing that it's now Bob Jones. And so I had to explain to Glenn, by the way, this is not like some dodgy account. This is like me, truly. And so I had to rename the Bob Jones account to, I don't know, Omni Garage or whatever it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's where it originated
It's almost like
from.
I had this fake online profile like Bob Jones.
Bob Jones, yeah. What else you got in the name of Bob Jones?
That's it.
Oh goodness, I can't believe you didn't want to share your details with Adobe. They'll be so disappointed they lost Bob Jones as a
but
subscriber.
when you just do a trial account, you're like, I don't even know if I'm going to like the 7-day trial. I'm just going to go, oh yeah, Bob Jones. And I even went to the length of putting my own email address in, which is stupid.
So you did that, except you told me last night you spent about $10,000 on a free trial for some other software this month.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, AI generated thumbnail creation, and I did the free trial, and then it only gave me like 10 credits. So I was like, well, I need more credits to try this out. So I got 300 credits, $75. And then I forgot to cancel the account.
Do you make a good thumbnail with it?
Yeah, we got a couple of thumbnails.
Okay.
And then I forgot to cancel the account because I don't like it. I was like, oh, I got a month, it's all good. And then it re-rolled over again. That was $75. It's all right.
So $150, most expensive thumbnails in the history of YouTube.
And I didn't even really use it.
And they're not going viral.
No.
Thumbnails are a real challenge. Obviously, you can see on the House of Rags, there's some consistency with the thumbnails, but oh goodness, thumbnails are so frustrating because you can spend all of this time. I mean, literally, you can spend all of this time working on a thumbnail, put in so much effort, and get the same result as just a still image click.
Well, it's quite funny because you just took a photo of that. You're like, oh, Glenn, what do I do with the thumbnail? I'm like, mate, just put in no effort. Just take a photo and slap it up there and off you go. And boom, heaps of views.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, isn't it? Sometimes effort equals results, but when lack of effort equals results, it can get you a bit jaded as well. What else do you guys want to know? Drop us some comments in there.
Anything exciting going on in the comments?
I'm keen to know where everyone's from. We've got 19 people live right now. I know we've got someone shooting in from Brazil.
Puerto Rico. Is it Puerto Rico? Costa Rica?
Yeah, but he's in Brazil.
Is he?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from here. I'm from Auckland.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm an Aucklander. Where were you born?
Here.
Tauranga.
Yeah.
Born and bred.
Born and bred.
Yeah.
You born in Auckland?
I was born in Auckland, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I lived in Auckland. I've lived in Napier. You know all about Napier. You got a nice beach property there.
That's when you made the first ever video, the big sweeping shot. Pan out to the beach.
Yep. Pan the organizer. And then I've lived in Rotorua.
Yeah. Oh,
we got a question. Okay.
What are your thoughts on Shine Mate? The EB212 just hit North America at Kazala. Pick one up.
Is it EB212 a dual action polisher? I've never touched a Shine Mate product. I don't even think I've been to the Shine Mate website.
No, I don't think I'm interested in Shine Mate.
Shine Mate is not a US company. Pull it up.
Do they make their own stuff, or they're just ripping it off other companies?
Oh yeah, that's it. Are they catalog based? Interested to
Shine
know.
light.
The answer is no, we haven't tried that, but Glenn's going to look it up right now and see if it's something that we'd be interested in having a look at. I feel like that's going to be a polisher.
It is a polish. I think they make pads as well. Mm.
Clone of Merca.
Is that what the comment says?
Yeah.
I mean-
3-inch clone of Merca. I mean, why would you not go with it? Okay, unless it was a budget decision, why would you not save up the extra and go for the Merca?
No, I don't really like companies that are doing other things. You know, like do your own thing. Do your own thing. I mean, if it's
Merca's a company that I'm super
it looks like a
excited
Rupees
about.
polisher as well.
Oh yeah, so you've got the Rupees look, but the Merca, oh yeah, that does. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that a lot of these products, they probably perform really well. There's no doubt that it will do a reasonable job. When we started detailing, we were detailing with don't even know what they were. They were the most budget dual action machines that we could pick up. So
They were the Rockwell.
yeah, they were the Rockwell, like $150 for the dual action polisher. So it's not a diss against the budget product. I think you can get good results with it. But I think when a budget product only exists purely to copy another product or to rip off their intellectual property, and I'm not saying Showmate are doing that, but there are brands out there that it's just Rupees come out with a new thing, and this company shows up with an identical new thing 3 months later.
Yeah.
Merca.
Mm.
Merca's where it's at. If you haven't had any hands-on time with a Merca, you need to find a distributor, a reseller, and just turn that machine on and listen to it. And the quality of that,
It's nice and balanced, isn't it?
it will even versus the Rupees stuff we got. The Rupees used to be like creme de la creme. It was the best products that you could get. And now you turn that Rupees on compared to a Merca, one is like so shrill, ripping your ears out. That Merca is just like smooth. Smooth like butter. Vice Detail, good morning. Afternoon to you. And I'm like squinting my eyes there to see the chat coming in. We had all best intentions today to have the stream up on the TV, hence we kind of keep looking behind the camera.
So does the stream not come down on the side?
Nah, I can't get it to work. We'll get it to work for next week. We won't be live next week. See, I can go here. I can go learn more about the video.
You can't get comments popping up.
Nah.
Huh.
Maybe if you AirPlay from your phone. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I could do, couldn't I?
AirPlay from your phone. And then we can get the live comments coming through on there. We got Turkey, Istanbul. What's the, here we go, Northern California. Chris Carter. This is testing my eyes out on that screen. I'm in Brazil because of work for about 2 weeks. There we go. I'd love to go to Brazil.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Brazil too. It's an interesting place, eh?
What else have we got coming through? Yeah, totally agree about the budget. I got one for that very reason. And absolutely, that's fine. You've got to enter, some of these product categories somewhere. And I'm sure you get great results out of it. But I know that once you have some hands-on time with that, if you touch a Merca or a better machine, you will aspire to upgrade at some point.
Yeah.
Totally different experience.
I don't know that that's made it any better, has it? It's made it worse.
It'll get there. I just showed up. You may have covered what's your favorite part of detailing and the least favorite. That's from the Devils in the Detail. I mean, we covered a little bit at the start. We've been kind of just jumping in and out of that topic a little bit. Glenn's favorite thing about detailing is the Friday night, come home from work. He doesn't go to the bar or the pub. He goes to the garage and works on the car by himself.
Although I don't do that very often. I mean, it's been wet the last couple of weeks. We usually go out for dinner on Friday nights.
Yeah.
So it's not often, but like that's the downtime, right? That's the thing where I'm going to switch off for the week and I just want to clean the car. I don't want anyone around. I'm just going to do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like the forget about life sort of stuff. And your favorite part is buying products, opening them up, trying them, putting them on the shelf, spaced out exactly 3.5 inches from each other and stare at them, but never use them.
I'm not the one who pulls up their Viper chair in the garage and like just stares at the shelf for 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I do that too. Sometimes I sit in there. Yeah, I do. Watch YouTube and just look at products.
You will sit in the garage on your Viper chair with your phone in hand or laptop.
Yeah.
and just stare at your shelf.
Yeah.
Just to
It's a
what?
$3,000 Viber tube, mate. I got to like get my use out of it. That's worth more than some people's lounge lazy boy.
Oh,
This is horrible.
this is. Give me your phone. Let me figure this out. You can. I know when we did the pre-record. First of all, you're not in the right. Oh, goodness, Glenn and technology sometimes, eh?
Sorry,
you're
sir.
doing this all wrong. Let me get this. You want to go here?
Right. What else is going? What else have we got? Something about. Do we do any marketing for our detailing company? No, we don't. We just have the YouTube. So all the YouTube videos that we make is all about the car detailing stuff. There's the links in there. We have a website, omnigarage.co.nz, that you can go check out, and that's all we have.
No, you can't get that set up.
Yeah,
like
no, I didn't think so.
that.
But at least we
Do you know what? When we did spend some money, so we did run some Google ads when we were quite quiet, and we got a customer, 2 customers actually out of Google pretty instantaneously. Like you do have to pay. If you're looking to get someone in for like a ceramic coating or like a paint correction, it is going to cost you in Google ads.
Yeah, you have to throw money at it. We've made flyers. We've walked around town doing flyer drops. We've had customers from flyer drops as well. So we've done some, what would you say,
We've tried some different avenues.
Yeah.
We did try Facebook a little bit as well. So I think the cool ones you would try would be like Instagram/Facebook. You would try Google, and you would try like traditional like flyer kind of based marketing. And where we had success was Google and the flyers.
Yep.
The product, well, the customer acquisition cost for us via Google was about $100 per customer. But if you think about that, $100 to then sell a $1,500 or $2,000 service,
and as you're saying, mostly word by mouth, correct?
Yeah, referral-based business is the majority. But we did have really good success when we did the flyer drop as well. I thought there was no way. Ben said, hey, let's just try something different. And we gave it a go. And I think we both went into it knowing that, hey, this is probably a waste of our time. We actually did...
we did 1,000 flyers or 500?
No, we didn't do 1,000. I think we did 300. I think we did 150 and 150.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, and we wouldn't have handed them all out either.
Oh, okay. I thought we did 1,000.
No.
So yeah, we got a couple of customers off that, but I mean, you're right. It's mainly word of mouth, and once you've got your customer, if you do a really good job, they come back, they tell their friends, and it just sort of builds on top of that, right?
The flyer drops, they work though. So we
old school advertisement did work.
Yeah. What we did is there's a we live in Tauranga, and the beach area here is Mount Maunganui and Papamoa. So basically, those are the beach communities, and some of the properties in those beachfront communities. There's places on Marine Parade and Mount Maunganui here that would be in the $10 to $15 million vicinity, and you do see some nice cars in those properties. We kind of just targeted nicer vehicles along the street, and then we also did some flyer drops in mailboxes of some of those nicer communities, and that's where we got some of their business from. We got one phone call from someone that we dropped a flyer in the Audi, and then we had one from a house, and literally that guy said to us, "This car looks real shiny on this. I want my car to look like this. Can I get it done?"
Yeah.
But I think we've got to focus some attention there if we do want to drum up advertising as Google, because I think that the demographic of the customers that we're looking for who have the disposable funds to get their cars done are going to Google.
Well, that's what they're typing in, right? They're typing in, I want my car cleaned, or car wash, or car detailing services, or whatever. And then you want to be really high up on your Google list. So that's where we need to target most of our money.
Vice has hit us up with a follow-up question. What's been the most special vehicle we have detailed? Vintage, exotic? Be the most special vehicle. There's not many exotic cars in our city. There really isn't.
No.
Like, you will see nice cars, but nice cars in Tauranga or even New Zealand is like...
Well, what's class as a nice car? There's 2 nice cars parked out there.
Well, there is. So,
and they're worth like $20,000 each. Or we've had, maybe let's just say a Ranger car. So we've had an Audi RS6, brand new. So what's that? $200,000 worth?
Yeah, 240. We've had the BMW X5M competition, again in that 250 range.
We've had a few of those.
Do you know what my favorite car to work on was? Actually, I didn't work on it with you. Was the AMG GT.
Oh yeah, we've had that. We also had another AMG as well. What was that other car? The black one.
We had the AMG. Oh yeah, that was the coupe, the CLS.
Something like that.
That was probably so. The most enjoyable car I worked on would have been the AMG GT. Just a very rare car for us here. It's like, I mean, even Range Rovers at times can be rare cars here. If you're driving a Range Rover in like California, dime a dozen. That's just like the normal. That's the baseline. That's that average.
Yeah, that is the baseline.
You know, if you're driving a Range Rover here, that's like upper.
So we worked on a bunch of Range Rovers. We worked on a bunch of Teslas,
BMWs,
a lot of BMWs,
Audis.
Yep. We've had a few Audis. We had that other Audi. What was it? RS5 or something.
Yes, we've had the RS5. We've had the RS6. I think I just, for me, it's working on the RS6 actually was fun to work on as well because it was a brand new RS6 Nardo Grey, and it's like this. Imagine having this in your garage, and it was in the garage.
People like when you told me the specs of that car, it's like people don't really realize that car. They see this Audi station wagon, they're like, oh yeah, whatever. But let me tell you, that's probably faster than most supercars on the planet. Like, you know,
that ripped our face off.
Yeah. So I mean,
so fast that car.
So yeah, was that classed as a sleeper supercar? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've worked on a whole because we've worked on brand new, straight off the showroom floor, never been touched, absolutely destroyed paint. And we've worked on cars that people have owned for 25 years.
Should we open the door? You ready to get cold a little bit?
Yeah, open up the door.
Change up the backdrop.
What are you going to show us? You're going to show us some...
Different detail.
There are two nice cars sitting outside. That's what's up.
Oh, stream's a little bit delayed, isn't it? We're probably 15 seconds behind.
If you keep doing this, every week, we're going to run out of cars. She's a fresh out there.
It is. It was nice and warm in this garage just before too. It was toasty.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, you're seeing double.
We're 20 seconds behind. There you go. These are two nice cars.
Whose is faster?
Well, you have suspension. I don't. So you can probably put your power down. Those are the slowest cars known to man. Can you believe in 2005, 2006, if you had that car,
you thought people
were like, oh my goodness, that is so fast.
It's quite funny. So what are they? They're like 200 horsepower, right?
Yeah. No, it's like 177 kilowatt, I think.
Yeah, which is like 200 horsepower. But yeah, like, I don't know, the Tesla's faster probably.
Yeah.
Would it be? Yeah, probably. I mean, the Range Rover is 500 horsepower. So, I mean, but yeah, these things are so just nice to drive. You feel so connected, you know, stick shift. It's basically less power than your comfort zone.
Yeah, way less. You're like, come on, give me more.
So you can definitely hammer it. But yeah, I mean, what are those cars worth? Under 20 grand each?
Yeah, about 20 grand.
So not that much.
Priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Yeah. So one's a 2005, one's a 2007. Basically the same car.
I thought, well, is yours a 2007?
Yeah, yours a 2005.
I'm 2006.
Oh, 2006.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, it's the same year. I always thought it was 2005. And then I looked at the build plate. I'm like, oh, no, this is 2006.
I thought, yeah, you told me it was 2005. Maybe it's where I got it from.
Yeah, I think so. I've been telling you wrong.
So what's the question?
So the question is,
what do you think about dry ice machine? I'm new to the machine. One of the highest.
I am very, very interested in dry ice, but I think being new to the industry, I think you've got two choices here. Let us know, is this your full-time gig, or do you want it to be a full-time gig? Because I think that probably impacts the answer to the question. So while we wait for that to come through.
I think if you want to find out more about this, you go to the Dryce Man through Obsessed Garage and you have a look there. And I think if you want to do this properly, I think you're going to be a lot of money deep into a setup. You need things like lifts. You need things like compressors. You need like, what are those things like air dryers and water conditioning systems?
I think you're in the vicinity of $30,000 to $40,000 to get a decent setup.
You need a proper machine and you need dry ice supply. I think if you're going to go into it, you need to be extremely committed to do that.
I mean, I think if you're starting out and you're going, hey, I want to do this as a full-time gig, and you were really passionate about doing dry ice, I would probably just do dry ice. And I would market yourself, I would upskill yourself in such a way that you are the expert in your area. You are potentially the only one doing it. And get really involved in some of the local car scene, in particular, I think the classic car scene,
Yeah.
and just be known as the dry ice guy in your area. There's
But
obviously,
make sure you've actually got a client first.
yeah,
Make sure you've got a customer base before you go and do this. Because there's no point getting set up, no point creating this business, buying all the stuff, and no customer.
cater to no one. And I think that's where you're just doing the detailing. So if you were washing and doing interiors and doing paint corrections, that barrier to entry is less there. You can probably get a decent setup for $5,000.
Yeah.
Much cheaper. And I guess if you were looking at doing both, they could kind of balance each other out. When you haven't got much dry ice going on, you can pull up the other part of your business. But I think really understand your market. As Glenn said, that's really important, because there's no point investing $40,000 if the market just isn't there to do it. But dry ice is something I'll be interested in, but the investment there.
You need a shop. I think you need to have some good air quality control and stuff. So to do it properly, you're really going to be committed. So first of all, have a client base first, and then work it out from there. What's the next
You got
question?
Vice. Few comments in here. Yeah. I didn't realize they had the same car. Yeah. I mean, we should do a video. We should do a video at some point. My wife actually said this yesterday, like, on a nice day, you should, get the cars side by side and just talk through the differences. You can go, I can go, well, I have a better front grille because yours is cracked. And you can go, well, I have working suspension.
Yeah. And I could say that I've got the real number plate and you've got the fake number plate.
And I've got less Ks.
Yeah, you got less Ks.
You bought it for cheaper. I had to pay more.
Yeah.
I think we should do that video.
Okay.
We'll just compare. You have the cigarette smell. I don't.
Yeah. My car's more famous than your car.
Very, very famous.
Hey,
you kind of what was that guy's name? Not John Smith, Bob Jones. You kind of Bob Jones that car, didn't you? Early days. Yeah, hit him with a little Bob Jones.
Yeah, little Bob Jones.
First YouTube video ever. Go back and watch it. Omni Garage channel.
Very first one, and you'll be able to see Glenn's great filming, and you'll be able to see my beach house.
Glenn was so particular about, I don't want anyone to see my car registration. So he took the registration sticker out, took the number plate off. Yet the final clip in the video, boom, he pulls into this house and the front plate is showing. And it's like, why can't someone see your plate anyway?
Hey, I was new to the scene.
Okay. A car so nice they bought it twice. Yeah, these cars are so rare. And they're getting rarer and rarer as...
clean examples are.
Or clean examples, yeah. But even this car, just in general, people are writing them off.
So these cars from 2005 to 2007 in the wagon. So this is not like sedan version. You couldn't buy them in an STI version.
No.
These are Subaru WRXs. They're in wagons. Glenn's is what, 2005, 2006, and mine's 2006, 2007.
So you would have got the last model.
Last ever model of the Hawkeye, and the Hawkeye comes from the lens shape of the headlight. So I think they do like a stink eye, bob eye, Hawkeye, and then there's new versions. I don't know what they are. But yeah, they both have blue. What is it? World Rally blue.
Yep. They
got the gold rims. Mine are not gold factory, but yours are. Yours are like OEM rims, right?
Yeah, I got OEM wheels.
And Glenn's got a whole heap of STI stickers and badges all over his non-STI car.
Rubbish. All I have on there is just the plate.
Number plate. The front splitter's got STI on it.
But that was a genuine.
Your key tag's got STI on it. Your floor mat's got STI on it.
My key tag's actually got lower Cosmetica at the moment.
All right. Floor mats STI.
Yeah, but so
exhaust.
Yep.
STI.
Hear me out here. Because I did some research on this. When you bought this car, you had options that you could take.
Yes, you could.
At the dealer.
Yep.
And the options for that car were STI genuine front lip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. STI floor mats.
Yeah.
STI number plate wasn't one of the options, but I've got it. Only because
you did own an STI.
I did. So they were genuine parts. It's a bit like buying a I kind of see what you mean. It's a bit like buying a BMW, but getting some of the M performance parts.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Because the thing is, so an STI comes with a different stud pattern. So 5 by something. I think we've got the real bad stud lug pattern on there. So your wheels are limited. So that was the difference. They came with a 6-speed gearbox. In an STI, we've got a shitty 5-speed gearbox.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they come with?
Well, it's tuned. It's tuned differently, so you're getting more power.
Yeah, different clay cluster.
Gauge cluster, yeah. I think the main difference you're getting is the gearbox.
Yeah. And so, you're right. You're sort of dressing up your WRXs and STI. you're doing a Mercedes Benz as an AMG or M Performance on a BMW. It's sort of the same
Maybe
thing.
just lean out of the way there so that people can see what we're talking about. Oh gosh, we've got to lean a long way. My chair's actually covering it. I would have
Any
got
mods
that,
on the Subies? What are the
plate,
rules?
but
So
you got it.
Glenn has got. We both have catback exhausts. Glenn does have a proper exhaust. Mine's got like some dumbass tip on the end of it. I've got cheap fake aftermarket wheels. Glenn's got real wheels. You've got an STI front lip. I don't. I've got MCA suspension, which is like lowering suspension with 12-way adjustable settings on it from MCA, which is an Australian-based company. And what is he talking about there? So if you do any sort of mods, then you have to have a change of VIN plate to say what you've got. So I've got a plate that says that I've got adjustable suspension, how high, how low I can go, so that when I get the WAF, they can read it and measure that out and pretend like they know what they're looking at.
New Zealand's like relatively strict on vehicle safety, but we don't have any of this like strict emissions testing that they have in California. All
No.
we have to do with our cars is take them in once a year for a warrant of fitness, and basically they're checking, do our tires have tread? Is the vehicle safe and roadworthy?
Yeah.
But modification wise, as long as you get them certified, and some
Yeah,
stuff
that's
you
it.
don't
Not a
have to
VIN
get
plate,
certified.
it's a cert plate.
Certification. So if you put adjustable suspension on there, you need to go get certification because you're modifying the, I guess, characteristics of the vehicle from factory. But if I went and swapped out my suspension for non-adjustable, I don't need certification for that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, their cars are the same and their wives are twins. They are not twins. I can guarantee that.
The interior trim of those cars are the identical.
Yes.
And then there's a few different pieces here or there.
Yeah. The whole idea for me with that car is I don't want to modify it. I want it to be, I mean, this term's overused, right? OEM plus. I just want that car to be OEM. I want to rebuy
as
all
the
the
car
original.
gets older and older, to have something that's more as it should have been, OEM becomes more and more valuable. I do have a bedroom full of parts, so I got some custom made Brembo brakes that I've got sitting in the bedroom that will go on that car eventually. I've got a whole part, I've got a parent intake system. I've got some parent engine dress up stuff. I do have a bunch of stuff in the spare room that will go on eventually, just collecting parts over time. But I mean, far out. Spend all the money on detailing products. I've got no money for car parts.
I foresee the future where you own both of those cars.
Yeah.
And you modify one.
Yeah.
And you OEM one.
Now, what I want to do is I want to buy two. I want to buy that one or the one I've already got, keep that like OEM clean, and then I want to get a sedan.
Oh, that's STI
2007
sedan.
STI, and I want to completely build that right out so that I've got, but anyway.
We don't have that issue. Decibel rules for exhaust. I'm pretty sure we don't.
Yeah. You probably would have gone to jail with all your exhausts that you had.
Yeah, maybe, but that's where you get the remote control exhaust.
Yeah.
Come home quiet, leave quiet.
All you need to do is just pass the emission test to get into the country, and then after that, no one's ever testing it.
No. So you can put whatever exhaust you like on. So it's pretty relaxed in that sense. And there are some loud cars here. We get a lot of Japanese imports, which is perfect because we're right-hand drive.
And what actually happened to mine is that it comes with an air pump. And what happens is that for the first minute that the car starts up, I think it's called an air pump. Yeah, it must be. And what happens is it sort of opens or closes some butterflies or adds something in there so that you lower your emissions on the first minute of startup of the vehicle, and then that pump switches itself off, and then you can drive the vehicle. Well, I actually had a faulty pump, so that got taken out and then tuned out because to open the butterflies, leave it open. But you only need that for emissions, and so I'm surprised that yours is still working. You probably need yours will probably fail.
It'll probably go. My car's running rich for sure.
I think what happens is the butterflies get a lot of carbon built up on them, and they don't open and close, and so they deepen the engine there. So if you just leave them open, tune it out, you're good to go.
Yeah. We got any final questions before we wrap today? Glenn has to. You're on call today, aren't you? So
yeah,
you're likely to go into work shortly. I was going to go back to bed, but the day started now. Did
you leave your
going back.
Detailing stuff out all week from last week?
I did.
I drove down this morning. I'm like, this guy has not cleaned the car at all this week, but he's left them out all week. You've driven past them 700 times this week and not gone, you know what? I need to bring them.
Yeah, what Glenn's talking about is I've got our Incredi mitts. They are probably getting close to needing to be replaced, especially after living outside for a week. My wheel woolies are outside. And my wife actually drove down the driveway the other day. She's like, I drove over something. I'm like, oh, what do you drive over? I had to get my daughter out of the car to pick it up. It was one of the wheel brushes.
No, no.
I just crunched it.
Yeah, smashed right over it.
But it's perfect. Detail factory brush, looking great.
Any American imports? I heard What?
A Mustang in the UK is a rarity. If
Uh,
that was
you-
us, it
I-
may as well be a Camry. Mustangs used to be very rare here until you could buy them here.
Yeah, I mean, I drive past Mustangs all the time. Yeah, they're not that rare.
There is probably the biggest importer of American muscle cars into New Zealand is in Hamilton, which
Yeah,
is about an hour and a
What's it
half
called?
from here.
Five Guys?
Four Guys.
Four Guys. Five Guys is the burger shop, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Five Guys, the biggest spot. You think about burgers. And they import a lot of the American muscle cars, your Camaros, your Dodgers, your Mustangs, they do the big American trucks as well, the F-150s. F-150 is not a big American truck, but oh my goodness, in New Zealand, that is a big truck. So yes, we see a lot of them now, but a few years ago, you couldn't buy the Mustang brand new in New Zealand, and therefore they were very rare. And if you saw a Mustang, 10 years ago, it was like, oh wow, look at that. But now, dime in a dozen, you see Mustangs everywhere. Yeah, the detail's not done officially until all the tools are put up. I know. And do you know what? That's one of the things I like about detailing. I like the organization, the putting stuff away, the filling the bottles.
But you hate cleaning the stuff afterwards.
I hate the one thing I hate is dealing with the buckets. I hate rinsing out the buckets and cleaning them all out. And
that's why you do rinse as wash, and then it's easy.
I know.
That's one of the most enjoyable things about rinse as washes. One bucket, one sponge, nothing to clean, no soap, no wet bodies, wet feet, wet shoes, wet clothes. Yeah, it is quite nice to do that.
I promise I'll get those. I'll get them in after you leave today.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, they need to go in the wash.
You need to go in the wash because we've got a customer on Sunday.
Oh, we do too. Yeah, I better get them ready. We need to get some new mitts anyway. We've had those for 4 years now. We're due some new wash media. I think that might wrap it up for today.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think that's enough. I mean, yeah.
I apologize for getting you up so early this morning when we already had a podcast pre-recorded.
That's all right, sir. Happy to support your mistakes, get it done.
I bet if I gave you the next 8 edits to do, you wouldn't make any mistakes.
Nah, you make mistakes from time to time. I mean, it was not going to be the first time we lose our footage. It's not going to be the last either. I mean, it's not going to be the last time we have bad audio. I mean, you do this more often, the probability is that you make a mistake increases, right?
The main thing is we learn from it, eh? I'll learn from it. Because that was an early morning today. It was like, are we going to get a sleep in next week? This is going to be great. And no.
Yeah, we were all up to date as well. We didn't have to do any filming because we've done a big bulk. We're all good to go. We're on the cruise, but nah.
Yeah,
old mate decided to change his plans.
It was meant to be the weekend off, wasn't it? And we got a live podcast and our customer tomorrow. So no rest here.
No rest
you're off to work shortly.
Yep.
I'm probably out to get a coffee, I think.
Oh,
Thank our comment moderator today. So yeah, big thanks. It was nice to be more engaged in the conversation today by having the comments moderator in the other room. Thank you for dropping in today. We didn't advertise that we were doing like a live today, so
that's all right, but people will see it. But any of the products that we've talked about, go onto thehouseofrags.com and get some of your products there. They'll help you out. But that's it from Omni Garage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7 a.m. NZ time.
Yeah, we won't be live next week. I hope.
You hope.
I hope we get a sleep in. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.